Hey, this is Logan Decker, Editor-in-Chief of PC Gamer, and we have just come back from the future. That is E3 2014, and we're going to talk about what we saw at that show. With me today are Evan Lahti, Tyler Wilde, Corey Banks. How was time travel for you? Comfortable?
You know, a lot better than I thought it would be. A little tingly. Just a little bit of a tingling sensation.
Okay.
I feel like it's going to go away.
I need some Gatorade or something.
Yeah,
you need electrolytes.
That's a little scratchy.
It does make your throat itchy.
Yeah.
That's the worst side effect mostly. It's the itchy throat.
Well, what a year it was, huh? Jeez.
Oh,
Yes, it was really good.
So we are going to bring you our visions of E3 2014 for PC gamers.
Yeah.
What do you foresee?
I mean, I think we know we're going to see from CD Projekt, for example, Cyberpunk 2077 game revealed in late 2012, if I'm remembering correctly.
We are pleased.
And really promising. I mean, are really
Excited.
known for their fantasy series, The Witcher. Really interested in seeing what they're going to do in a new genre.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty fascinating. We haven't seen much of it, but we know it's based on the tabletop Cyberpunk games, and they've proven themselves good at adaptations. With The Witcher. So yeah, I look forward to that and The Witcher.
Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Yeah,
as it's known.
I don't know when the release is scheduled for that, but it's not for a little while. Am I correct in that it's not going to be out by then, right?
No.
So
Could be good to see there. I think we're going to see a lot of Steam boxes.
Tons.
Many Steam boxes. They're going to be like tribbles. They're going to be everywhere.
we'll just be buried.
Everyone's going to have a set-top box that you can plug into your television and log into your Steam account and play all of the games that you already have in your library. It'll start as a slow trickle, and then at E3 2014 it will be everywhere. And I'd be actually really interested to see if we don't see other providers doing the same thing. There's an Origin box or a Uplay box, God forbid, something like that, where they're just getting smaller and smaller libraries, but these boxes are going to be out there. That's kind of the next frontier, and I think we'll see a lot of them at E3 2014.
Well, GOG would be the most exciting one.
I want a
box.
GOG dog box. I want a dog box. I want a god box.
That would be so great.
I mean, because presumably the spec would be really nice and simple, right? Nice
Modest.
and easy, and they would
you
just
could run on an Ouya, man. It'd be great.
probably. I mean, and they would just tag games in their library like it's approved. Like you can absolutely run it on this box or this one and this one.
That would be interesting. Except for that, a lot of those classic PC games on GOG probably wouldn't translate great to
a television.
controller.
Looking forward to using a controller to play Wizardry 7.
Those like
You're trying to mod it to get it to meet the resolution.
those 1024 by 768 games.
That could be tricky. But new hardware-wise, we'll have Rifts. We'll have Oculus Rifts, and we'll be all in cyberspace and such. Or I hope we are.
And we're going to see the killer game for the Rift. The one built from scratch, from the ground up for exactly that will make everyone be like, I need that. I have to have that.
Who do you think's making it? They're working on it right now. The seed of an idea is it? Do you think Valve is playing with it?
Could be.
Playing
What
with
if it was Portal 3, right?
Oh well, that
if Portal 3 was the one that you needed to have the Oculus Rift for.
That's interesting.
Seems
I don't
like
think
a
they're
huge
going to
risk.
make a Portal 3, but
Yeah.
But remember,
risky.
Portal began outside of Valve, and Valve saw something and like, okay, let's nurture this, and so they brought it in, and maybe that's exactly how we'll see it with the killer game for the Rift happen as well.
Right.
Somebody out there is going to have the really, out there idea,
Which is honestly
and
more
just
like-
need, a little push-pull guidance here
It'll
or
be-
support.
Even outside of like the one killer game for the Oculus Rift, it'll be interesting to see maybe bigger publisher and developer support for it. Like, is EA going to have one of their big games, set to run on the Oculus Rift? Will there be games outside of like first-person shooters? Will you be playing like the next Civ with a VR thing strapped to your head, right?
who knows? I hope so.
It'd be cool.
But yeah, to talk about Valve, I mean, we know for a fact because we've talked to them, they're not at E3 2013. That's the year, right? I need consulting newspapers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went back to 2010.
That's so confusing,
Too bad. But yeah, presumably Valve has to release a new game at some point.
Right.
No, they don't. But we would like them to.
Yeah, we would. There was a leak recently, or a rumor that seemed slightly falsified to me about Left 4 Dead 3. I think Left 4 Dead 3 is out of the question. I don't think they're going to be pursuing that anytime soon. Half-Life 3, obviously, it's on everyone's mind. When is that happening? But beyond that, like...
I can already tell you. Half-Life 3 in 2013.
Whoa.
And what will you do if that doesn't happen?
If Valve does not release Half-Life 3 in 2013, I will eat a bug. And I will do it on camera.
You're setting yourself
All right.
up.
Well, we've got that recording.
I have.
start
So
collecting
look forward
bugs.
to that.
I'm not worried about it at all. I feel it in my kidneys. It's gonna happen. So
That was the vodka.
and it's gonna be fantastic on the Rift because they're gonna build in support for that as well.
Will there just be the one
Oh,
game from
okay.
Valve, or will we see maybe a new IP from them, something really interesting that they just are going to drop a bombshell with?
I think that will be the case. I mean, they've shown a consistent interest in pursuing new things, picking up mod teams and whatnot. So
Right.
I would be really surprised if it was a continuation of Team Fortress 2 or something. Like, that's not going to happen.
They like quiet bombshells. That doesn't make sense.
It's a nice image, though.
With cotton balls, a mushroom cloud of cotton balls.
Like the way Portal dropped with 2 other games.
Yeah.
And everyone went, what is this? And then
Right.
suddenly it's like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen concept art that was, I don't know if it was leaked or intentionally let out, of some sci-fi game that
Yes.
didn't look like Half-Life. I'm honestly okay with them pursuing something else. I know everyone wants Half-Life 3, but I'm like, do we? How much do we really, really want to go back there? I mean, a lot of people would say extremely very much yes, but me, I say, if they got something new, the last few times they made something new, I loved it. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to see if they have new ideas. But
Yeah.
not that I think we all want Half-Life 3 to come out because it just feels like this unfinished business. Like
Right.
we're all ghosts just kind of haunting PC gaming, waiting for it.
Wow, that was poignant. Holy moly!
It's like, it just feels like something that it's been so long. Like Duke Nukem Forever was so long.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, finally we can get this out of our systems. We can play Half-Life 3, and honestly, like it feels like it'll end an era, and we can move on.
True.
So, yeah, I hope we hear about it just for that sake. That it'll be a relief almost.
No kidding.
So do you remember the one night that I wasn't counting my shots and I got really kind of
Sure, yeah.
out of control, and I overslept the next morning, and so I went to the E3 2014. I meant to do all this stuff, and obviously it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I'm still sort of hoping, even though I didn't gather the evidence I needed, that basically a lot of other developers are going to learn from the Double Fine model about how to, when it's feasible, to just circumvent publishers altogether.
Right.
And just start dealing directly with fans. I have nothing against publishers; they're fantastic, they're wonderful, and all that. But there's a lot of times when it's they can get in the way.
There are ways that it makes sense to use Kickstarter or Indiegogo and work directly with the people who are going to be consuming your game.
Right.
E3 2014, my favorite part about it was how Kickstarter had its presence there and brought all these projects with them and put them out in front of the gaming press, and it scared the crap out of the retail people, I'll be honest
Become
with
a
you.
de facto publisher.
Yeah, the
Right.
suits stood around, but they just weren't sure what's going on. But that was really my favorite part of this conference that we went to that we didn't really go to, was that there's this idea that this is a growing space, that this really can be another distribution channel, and we're going to see a lot of amazing games. We saw so many in 2013 already.
I hope we're playing Star Citizen. And by hope, I mean I had so much fun playing Star Citizen on the Oculus Rift.
I'm so confused with the time streams.
with Chris Roberts. Yeah, it does kind of like there's a fuzziness.
Yes.
But yeah, Star Citizen is a really exciting crowdfunded game from the creator of Wing Commander.
Project Eternity. Releasing from
right?
Obsidian.
Wow. Yeah, that's exciting stuff.
And some other big classic PC gaming franchises. I think we can expect to be at least seeing Doom. I really hope so.
Yeah.
Next year.
Really kind of have to.
Excited.
And beyond that, Fallout. If we don't see Fallout, if it doesn't sort of surprise us this year, 2013, next year it's inevitable, I think.
I think Titan. I think, in 2014 we have to see Titan from Blizzard and get a sense of where that's going to go with them kind of changing course a little bit, starting, maybe not necessarily starting again, but definitely taking a look at what they're doing and holding back on releasing everything. 2014 would be a big year to show that at E3.
Curious if you think we're going to get another WoW expansion. What do you think?
I think there's probably one more. Yeah. I think as it's unfortunate that the
close it out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the population is really not going to be there, so it may not be like a full expansion like we've traditionally seen.
There's only like
Maybe
10 million people.
Yeah. Well, compared to what it's been though.
No, sure.
So I think there's still room for one more, and I think that game runs for a long time. Even after there are no more expansions. But Blizzard has a unique opportunity where they can really change that space. They can do something amazing with Titan. And I'm frankly so excited to see what it is.
I mean, arguably Cataclysm was an interesting attempt at that too, to reshape the world and reuse old zones and things like that.
And Pandaria was not, right? Mm-hmm. It felt very normal for an expansion compared to what we've seen in the past.
Maybe they'll be like a fish people. Then you can swim.
Maybe you get to play as a if they let you play as a Murloc, I would probably actually spend $30 and resub if I could play as a Murloc.
Wow,
there you go.
Because that's how sad I am.
That's an endorsement. I think it's fair to say this time next year we'll definitely be aware of what the first Diablo expansion is going to look like.
Right.
Classes and whatnot. It might even come out before E3 next year.
Do you think we'll see the third part of StarCraft 2?
Probably not by now. I don't think they'll do it in 12 months. I think they'll do it in 18 or something. So like Christmas 2014 maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I did hear those bells jingling in the future. One of the most moving moments of the E3 2014 show was I was very surprised to see it. The introduction of Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I missed that one.
That was
how could you?
I think I was asleep.
I cried a single tear for you because I mean, it really, any game with a pig in jet boots would have been fine, but that one especially.
Sure.
It just really caught me by surprise.
And that it was going to be PC exclusive, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable.
What a surprise.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else. I mean, more Mass Effect. I think we expect Mass Effect to be a near annual franchise. I'm not going to say no to that as long as it doesn't burn us out. World of Darkness, but yeah, like the MMO space is really interesting right now. I mean,
absolutely.
We're seeing MMOs slow down to some extent. I think developers that were initially reacting to the success of World of Warcraft and EverQuest, planning these huge projects like even like 5-6 years ago that are finally releasing now. Obviously, the space has shrunk. The only MMO we're seeing this year, E3 2013, is Elder Scrolls Online that we know of. There might be another one, but
maybe something like WildStar, I think.
Oh yeah, WildStar's
going to be there.
Yeah.
And Snail Games, a big Chinese company, is coming to show some of the MMOs that they're bringing over. I remember hearing that, but yeah, I mean, other than MMOs from Asia coming over here, I mean, we're seeing 2, maybe 3 original.
Yeah.
I know CCP will be there, but they were there at 2013, but they're really not talking. I went to Iceland for FanFest, and they did not talk about World of Darkness very much, except to show a CG like sort of target footage trailer,
right?
Which are just sort of notoriously meaningless. They're meaningless for us, not for them internally. It's something they create because they need a
target
vision.
Footage and you hear red flag.
Yeah, it's their vision, but that it doesn't tell us anything.
Right.
But I think 2014, we'll be seeing World of Darkness, and I hope it's really, really, really good because there's so much promise there.
Vampires
it's
and
an interesting
CCP.
time for MMOs, and I think it will also be an interesting time for MOBAs. Like, what is that next generation MOBA game going to feel like? Will we even see it in 2014? I think maybe not, but the popularity of MOBAs could have a pretty good impact on the traditional MMO that we're used to, and so I wonder if we're going to see maybe even a further evolution of action-oriented MMOs, and maybe there is some lessons that they can learn from the MOBA space.
That's a terrific point. I mean, I can't expect Riot to simply keep adding characters to League of Legends indefinitely.
It hasn't been a problem for them so far.
I mean, it's got to stop at some point, presumably. But yeah, what's Riot's next game? That's a huge question.
Exactly.
What is Dota going to do as they continue to sort of try to find ways to innovate in the esports space? It'll be fun.
Will it be even more focus on esports? Will there be like maybe a tournament at E3 2014? If there was, I missed it. I slept through it. But I did a lot of sleeping at the show. It's a concern. But, moving towards making it more of a spectator sport, even less so than maybe these MOBA games could become the Madden of the PC, gaming fandom.
Yeah, and on consoles with the added video capture support that they're touting in 2013 that they're going to have, maybe there will be streaming support. Maybe Twitch gets bigger than it is with the added influx of console players. So yeah, I think a boon for competitive gaming could be on the way. And that's exciting to me, even though I don't watch a lot of it, but, I'm just excited by the idea of it.
Right. I'm really glad that finally hardware manufacturers are really taking seriously the issue of noise from video cards, and that they are putting out incredibly powerful cards that are amazingly quiet. I was dazzled by that. Because it's been getting to me. I want as much power as I can get, but sometimes when those things roar up,
when they roar, when there's just the whine, the fact that that's getting better.
And these cards were whisper quiet, and I thought, oh, that is just fantastic.
I don't know. I kind of like it when my PC hovers a little bit when I turn it on.
I like it when it shakes my apartment. That's my
I actually I sometimes, this is a terrible waste of power, I leave my PC on at night for the white noise. Because it goes, wow.
So you're sad that that's going away because everything in 2014 was whisper quiet.
I can't have that.
It's going to be a beautiful year, though, especially for the PC, most of all for the PC.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I really can't wait for everybody else to experience it the way we have.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're going to try and recover from our time-traveling jet lag, I guess.
But in 2014, watch our coverage streaming in your Oculus Rift.
Yes. That sounds good. So yeah, we are going to get ready to go cover E3 2013 all this week. Check us out on PCGamer.com. Thanks for watching.
See you then.